Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is day 5 of Pinestar. The day he decides to come clean and admit to ThunderClan that he no longer desires to be their leader, and that he will spend his last life as a kitty pet. It was kind of difficult to see things from Pinestar's perspective before this novella was written. Why would he want to leave the clan that he served for so long? His mate and kits? Just to be a two-legs pet? Well, we'll get all these answers today as I read the scene that Rachel's going to be drawing from Pinestar's choice. You can follow along with me in the book. It's on pages 200 through 204. The smooth gray stone felt familiar beneath his paws as he took his place on the high rock. He looked down at his clanmates, knowing he would dream about this sight for the rest of his life.
Let all cats old enough to catch their own prey gather to hear what I have to tell you.
Warriors and queens turned tired, grief-stricken eyes to face him. Pinestar felt a wave of fresh sadness roll in his belly.
I wish I could take you all with me,
he thought for one wild moment.
Cats of ThunderClan, I can no longer be your leader. From now on, I will leave the clan and live with housefolk in the two-leg place.
There was a pause of horrified silence, then Stormtail hissed, "You're going to be a kitty pet?" Sunfall looked as though a hedgehog had just sprouted wings.
Why?
How could you? Wailed Poppy Dawn from where she crouched beside Sweetpaw's body.
Pinestar bowed his head. I love you all. Please believe me. I have been so honored to serve you this long, he explained. The rest of my life will be spent as a kitty pet, where I will have no battles to fight, no lives depending on me for food and safety.
Coward!
Otterfang snarled. Pinestar avoided the warrior's gaze. I have given 8 of my lives to ThunderClan, each of them willing, but I am not yet ready to risk my 9th.
Well, that's not true, because he gave his 8th life to, Shanty, so.
What could be more honorable than to die for your clan?
You would live among StarClan, and share tongues with your clanmates that you've lost.
Pinestar forced himself to keep still and not run into the welcoming bracken behind him. I am doing this for ThunderClan, I promise.
You're doing it for you,
Stormtail muttered.
Then a small golden-striped shape moved to the front of the cats and turned to face them. Pinestar stared down in surprise.
What was Lionpaw doing now?
The apprentice raised his head boldly.
Do we really want a leader who no longer wishes to lead? He demanded. Thank you, Lionpaw.
Pinestar watched his clanmates' eyes flicker with uncertainty. They shot fleeting, baffled glances at him, light as butterfly wings, as if he was a stranger who had blundered into the camp by mistake.
Sunfall will lead you well, and StarClan will understand, Pinestar promised.
The other clans may not, Sunfall suggested. There was a flash of anger in his eyes, his fur bristled along his spine.
You won't be able to come back into the forest, you know.
Pinestar shrugged.
Oh, I can imagine the names they'll call me. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the leaders suggests to add an addition to the warrior code, that all true warriors scorn the easy life of a kitty pet. But you'll make ThunderClan as strong as it ever was, Sunfall. My last act as leader is to entrust my clan to you, and I do so with confidence.
Sunfall bowed, though his gaze still burned.
I am honored, Pinestar. I promise I will do my best.
Pinestar jumped down and studied his clanmates.
Former clanmates?
For a moment he wondered if they would treat him as a kitty pet in this moment, if he would have to claw his way out of his own home. But Sunfall padded forward and rested his tail on Pinestar's flank.
You have led us well, Pinestar, he muttered.
Larksong joined him.
We will miss you.
Sunfall will make a good leader, White-Eye insisted, and cats around her nodded.
Thank you, Pinestar murmured.
He turned to face Lionpaw. He felt a purr rising inside of him. ThunderClan was lucky to have this young cat among them.
You were right, Pinestar told him. I had to tell the clan myself. It would not have been fair to them or to you to do anything else. You have a good spirit, young one. When it is time for you to receive your warrior name, tell Sunfall that I would have called you Lionheart.
Lionpaw's eyes glowed, and Pinestar knew that he had judged well.
Not everything I have done was a mistake.
He started down the gorse tunnel, but Leopardfoot blocked his way.
Pinestar, what about our kits?
She pleaded, her voice high with disbelief. Won't you stay to watch them grow up? She had brought the kits out of the nursery. Miss Kit and Night Kit were huddled on the ground, barely any bigger than the day they were born, their eyes cloudy and unfocused. Tiger Kit loomed beside them, broad and strong, crouching down to pounce on Pinestar's tail.
They'll be fine with you, Leopardfoot. I'm not a father they can be proud of. But I will always be proud of them. Especially you, little warrior. He forced himself to add. Tiger Kit stared up at him and let out a tiny growl. Be strong, my precious son, Pinestar whispered. Serve your clan well. Prove Star Clan wrong, whatever happens. There was nothing more to say. It was time to leave. He gazed around the clearing once more, committing every branch, every paw print to memory, and then he pushed his way into the gorse tunnel and left everything behind. It was hard for him to leave his clan, but he knew it was the right choice. He devoted 7 of his 9 lives to ThunderClan, but Pinestar knew that with his last life, he wanted to do something different, something important. Tomorrow, we'll see the choice that Pinestar makes on where he wants to live out his final life. I'd love to hear in the comment section down below what you think about leaders having to serve their clan all 9 of their lives. That's quite the responsibility. They never get to become elders, so although they're gifted with 9 lives, they never truly get to rest until they return to StarClan. Do you think leaders should be able to retire during their last life? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to go and check out the video over on the side of my last speed paint, and click that subscribe button so you can always be notified when I make my next video. Alright guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon with the next speed paint. Bye-bye!